Have you ever found yourself sort of stuck looking back at things you wish you'd done differently, or maybe, constantly looking ahead, thinking about the future?
Oh, definitely. It feels like we spend so much time not quite where we are, wishing we could fast forward the bad stuff or maybe hit rewind on the good times.
Exactly. It's this universal thing, this complicated relationship we have with time. So today, on the deep dive, we're taking your sources, specifically this story called Peter's Lesson in Living Today, from the story of Peter Lesson in Time, and we're going to dig in.
Right. We'll pull out the key ideas, the important bits.
Yeah, think of it as your shortcut. We sift through it, find the surprising stuff, maybe have a little laugh, and tailor it just for you, our listener, so you get what really matters from the material you shared.
And the mission for this one.
It's really to unpack Peter's story. It's quite a journey, fascinating, sometimes a bit grim, actually, and
Yeah.
pull out those big lessons about living in the present. What does it actually mean to live life fully? Let's dive in.
It's interesting how the source starts, saying it's actually the story of all of us.
Yeah, right off the
It
bat.
kind of pulls you in immediately, makes you think, okay, this isn't just about some character named Peter. It's about me too, potentially, my relationship with time.
Totally agree. So let's meet this Peter. He's 8 years old, lives in a nice little village somewhere in Eastern Europe, sounds pretty well off.
An only child.
Mm.
And the description paints him as, well, almost perfect, beautiful, smart, good manners, an exceptional child, I think was the phrase.
Sounds great, right?
Hmm.
But there's a catch. Peter had this one big flaw, this habit that, well, it kept him from really being there in his seemingly perfect childhood.
And that was chronic daydreaming.
Yeah.
This constant daydreaming.
Yeah.
The source says he never lived in the present, always shifting time in his head, forward or backward,
It wasn't just casual, like you said. He'd sit for hours just totally lost in dreams.
which is fascinating, right? Because his inner world was so rich, so vibrant, but it actually stopped him from experiencing his real life.
That's a great point. He'd be physically in class, but mentally. He's like 20, riding a horse, fighting battle,
Rescuing princesses, kidnapping queens.
galloping through valleys. Or he's Robin Hood. Or, get this, even the Pope standing on the Vatican balcony.
Wow. Quite the imagination.
I love this game of shifting time, and his biggest wish, the thing he really wanted more than anything.
To control time itself.
Yeah, to fast forward or rewind it whenever he wanted. When you hear that, does it make you think about, well, us, our own tendencies?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at how obsessed we are with efficiency,
Mm.
with planning, optimizing the future, or, scrolling through old photos, endlessly analyzing the past.
Right.
Peter's wish might seem fantastical, but maybe it's just a more extreme version of what we all do, playing that game of shifting time in our own ways.
That hits home. And, well, Peter's wish, in a twist you only find in stories like this, is kind of granted.
How does that happen?
So he's out walking in the forest one day, he trips, falls, hits his head, knocks himself out. When he wakes up, there's this old woman leaning over him, and she tells him she's time.
Whoa. Just like that. Time personified.
Yep. And Peter, being Peter, immediately blurts out his wish. I want to move time forward and backward.
Huh. Doesn't waste any time, does he? But what does time say?
Well, this is crucial. Time laughs at him, calls him a foolish child,
Uh-oh.
and she says, time is like a river. It only flows forward. It never goes back.
Ah, there it is. The fundamental rule.
Exactly. She tells him she can only show him how to move forward. No rewinding. That sets the boundary right away, doesn't it? We can't escape that forward flow.
That image, time is like a river, it's powerful.
So what does she give him then, if he can only go forward?
He gives him this gift, a magical ball with a string attached. And she explains the string is as long as your life.
Okay.
The more string he pulls, the further forward in time he jumps.
Just like that. Pull the string, jump ahead. Yep.
Peter's thrilled, even with the forward-only rule. He takes the ball, the old woman disappears, and that's when his accelerated life really kicks off. What do you think happens when you give someone that kind of power?
Well, my first thought is just all the stuff he's going to miss.
Mm-hmm.
If you're always skipping ahead, you're not, learning the lessons, building relationships, developing skills, all the things that actually make up a life.
It's like trying to bake a cake, but only checking it right at the very end.
Exactly. You miss all the mixing, the rising, the important steps.
That's a perfect analogy. So Peter, he's eager. He pulls the string just a little bit. There's this sound.
Oh, a sound effect even.
And boom, 10 years gone, he's 18.
18 already. So is it everything he dreamed of?
Well, On the surface, yeah. He's
Yeah.
handsome, confident, popular with the city girls. Looks like the daydream came true.
But there's always a but in these stories.
There is. He starts noticing things. His parents look older. Some of the wise old villagers he knew, they've passed away. The village itself is bigger. Subtle changes. The background is shifting.
Right. And after just a few months, he gets bored.
Bored. Already, he just got to be 18.
Yep. That immediate boredom, it says a lot, doesn't it?
He really does.
Mm.
He got what he thought he wanted, skipped the effort, and the shine wore off almost instantly.
Yeah, it suggests that maybe the satisfaction comes from the doing, the living, not just arriving somewhere.
Right. If you haven't earned it through the present, the future might feel kind of hollow.
That dissatisfaction is key. So what does Peter do? He's got this magic ball.
Let me guess. He pulls the string again.
You got it. Another 10 years. He's 28 now.
Okay, 28. How are things?
The playful years were gone, the source says. He wants to settle down, maybe start a family, but reality hits hard.
Isa.
His parents are old now and sick. The family's wealth, it's disappearing. Land's being sold, horses auctioned, savings gone. Even the servants have left.
Wow. Quite a decline from his childhood.
And Peter, he tries to get a job, fails. Lack of education. Tries business, fails again. Inexperience and laziness.
Ouch. Because he skipped all the learning and growing parts.
Exactly. He even tries politics. Fails at that too. His
Yeah.
friends, they abandon him because of his immature past.
So he's completely adrift.
Pretty much. Just wandering around cursing his meaningless life. It shows how skipping the present just creates problems for the future, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's the compound effect of neglecting the now. His future self is paying the price for his past self's refusal to engage. It wasn't bad luck. It was just consequences.
Makes you think about how often we put things off, avoid the discomfort today, without realizing we might be setting up our future selves for a harder time.
Mm-hmm. So he's desperate, wandering, cursing. What next? Another pull on the string.
He's fed up. He pulls it again, jumps to 38.
38. Has life stabilized at all?
It says it's stabilized, but you can see the toll. His hair is thinning, temple's going gray, he's got neck pain.
The physical signs of time passing, even if you skip the living part.
Right. He did get married to a local girl named Rita. They have 2 little kids.
Okay, so some semblance of a normal life structure.
Sort of. But his mother's passed away. His father's paralyzed. They live in a small house. Now the family mansion was sold long ago.
And what does he do?
For work?
His wife makes pickles, he sells them, spends his evenings at the village pub. That, the source says, was his life.
That was his life. Wow. It sounds so resigned.
It does, doesn't it? Like just going through the motions, mediocre, quietly disappointing maybe, because he never really built a foundation.
Yeah, stark contrast to those grand daydreams he had as a kid. Even these modest goals feel kind of heavy because he didn't do the groundwork.
Absolutely. But, it gets worse. He panics.
Panics, why now?
Maybe just the realization of it all. He pulls the string hard this time, jumps a full 20 years.
20 years, so he's 58.
58. And things are grim. His kids are grown up, moved away to the city, the house, even smaller.
And Rita, his wife.
Rita has kidney failure. She lives with a dialysis bag.
Oh, goodness, that's rough. All the old neighbors are gone, dead. The village isn't a village anymore, it's a noisy town. And Peter himself, he's got a broken hip, walks with a limp.
Physically falling apart.
They're barely surviving. Relying on money his older son sends, otherwise they eat boiled potatoes.
Just boiled potatoes. Right.
Well, the house is described as dark, just filled with the sound of their coughing. It's just devastating. The
It's
decay is everywhere. Health, money, relationships.
Will really highlight how fragile everything is if you don't tend to it. Relationships need nurturing, health needs care, stability needs building over time.
Yeah.
His story here is such a stark warning. Time just slips away if you don't live it, leaving this husk. That image of the dark house, just the coughing, it's chilling. Isolation, decline.
So terrified, he pulls a string one last time.
He does it again, even now.
One last pull. He's 68.
68, what's left?
His wife, Rita, she's died. The house is sold. He's living in an old age home, completely alone. All friends, relatives, everyone he knew, gone. The world's changed dramatically. Radio, TV, internet. But it's all foreign to him. He missed it all.
And physically.
Dire, water in the lungs, constant phlegm, almost paralyzed. No appetite, can't eat properly, missing teeth, terrible constipation. Life is just miserable.
This is just awful.
He spends his days just sitting on the railway station, can't read, can't listen to music, can't even remember the past clearly because his senses and memory are failing.
So the thing he wanted most control over time led him to a place where he controls absolutely nothing, not even his own body or mind.
Exactly. His inner world, once full of those wild daydreams, is just as empty as his reality now. It's the ultimate consequence of living disconnected from the real, tangible world, a life totally unlived.
Wow.
And it's right there, sitting on that station bench, totally rock bottom, that he asks himself this huge question.
What's that?
Peter, what was the best time of your life?
What's he realize after all that?
Instantly, the image that comes to his mind is himself, as an 8-year-old boy.
Back at the beginning.
Yeah. Running through the fields, the forests, the valleys, free from fear and sorrow. Just simple, pure joy. And the realization makes him cry.
That's incredibly powerful. In all that despair, it wasn't wealth or fame or any of those grand daydreams he remembered fondly. It was just being a kid fully alive in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that real fulfillment, the stuff that matters at the end, it's often in those simple present experiences, not the big future we chase. Happiness in the small moments we actually live.
So with trembling hands, he reaches for the string one last time, pulls it, there's a click.
The string breaks.
The string breaks, and suddenly he's standing at his own grave.
Oh, man.
Old, worn out, completely abandoned. The grave itself seems to be complaining, no one has visited me for ages, no one placed even a single flower on me.
That's heartbreaking.
Peter just sobs, and then he wakes up.
Wakes up. It was all a dream.
He's back in the forest, still 8 years old. The magic ball is in his hand. And the old woman, Time, is standing there smiling at him.
Wow. So the entire journey, all those decades of misery, it was like a simulation, a vision.
Exactly. He didn't actually live it, but he experienced the consequences so vividly, so painfully, that it completely changed him.
It was a lesson delivered through feeling it, not just hearing about it. Experience beats lecture every time, right?
For sure. He learned it the hard way, even in a dream. So first thing he does, returns the ball to the old woman.
Good call.
And he asks her, what is time?
And her answer?
It's profound. She says, time is today. Time is the present moment. Before today is regret. After today is longing.
That's the core of it, isn't it? Time isn't just a line you travel. It's now. The past is regret. The future is longing, both powerful, but basically distractions from the only thing that's real.
Yeah, it pushes back against how we usually think, dwelling on what's done or worrying about what's next.
So then he asks the next logical question.
And what is life?
What does time say to that?
Life is the name of enjoying today. Just today, this moment. Simple as that.
Enjoying today.
And she gets pretty strong here. She calls people greater fools if they sit in the present trying to fix the past, or if they dream about the future while totally ignoring today. How often do we do that? Be those greater fools.
Oh, we're way more than we like to admit. We're always told, plan ahead, hustle for tomorrow, learn from the past, and those things have their place, sure.
Right.
But Time's lesson here feels like it's about balance. Don't let all that planning and reflecting completely overshadow the only moment we actually have to live in, the now.
It's so easy to miss. The main message is crystal clear. You can't change the past. You can't control the future. You can only fix today, live today, and enjoy today.
That's it. Fix today, live today, enjoy today.
And she gives Peter, 8-year-old Peter, some very direct advice. She says, no matter what you do, you'll never return to 8 again, so get up and enjoy being 8.
Embrace where you are when you are.
Exactly. And a warning, don't waste yourself in dreams, because whether you imagine yourself as Robin Hood or some tragic king, all stories eventually end at abandoned graves.
Whoa, that's blunt. Even the best stories, if they're only in your head, lead to that same empty end.
Yeah. The ultimate truth, she says, is the past and the future both die. Only the present lives, so live in the living moment and you'll live forever.
Live in the living moment. It's like true immortality isn't about stopping time, it's about being fully in it, experiencing it completely, embracing the now.
Which leads to this feeling of timelessness, maybe. So the old woman vanishes. Peter stands up, and what does he do?
He runs, right?
He runs through the valley, finally truly enjoying being 8 years old. He got the message. That vivid nightmare of a future shocked him into the present.
It's the ultimate wake-up call, a personal preview that lets him change course before it's too late.
So yeah, Peter's wild ride, fantastical as it is, it's just such a powerful reminder about the value of today, the only time we actually have.
Dwelling on regret, longing for the future, it just steals the richness from right now.
So as you listening, think about Peter's journey. What really stands out to you? What's the bit that resonates?
And maybe think about this. If living in the living moment really is the key, like time suggested, how might actually embracing the simple stuff,
Yeah.
the joys, yeah, but also the challenges of today, how might that change how you feel about the life you're living right now?
That's a great thought to end on. What one small thing could you do today to be a little more present, a little more here?